Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Arissa and this is Arissa Art. And today I am working on a 16 by 40 inch canvas, and I am going to do a swipe on here with negative space, crossways. That's too long. I can't have you on camera with me looking at it vertically. So I'm going to swipe it horizontally and then tilt it. And I'm doing another transparent background with Colourarte pigments. And I'm going to show you the amount of color I use to the amount of pillow I end up with, so you can see how I make it transparent. But first, let's go over my colors. So my first and only tube paint, which will go on the bottom, is the Iridescent Precious Gold by Pebeo Studio Acrylics. And this is all mixed with my house paint pouring medium. And then I have a mixture of a couple of Colourarte pigments. This is a mixture of the Sea Spray, which I didn't have too much of left, and then the Be Mine to come up with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue here. Gorgeous, sparkly, lovely color. And then I have the Envy, which is a Colourarte Prizm pour color. It's a beautiful green with a gold undertone, which I think will pick up the Pebeo Iridescent Gold really amazing, really well. And then I have the primary elements in Payne's Gray, which is just beautiful. Love it too. And then finally, I have the Prizm Pour in the Heartthrob. And this is just such an amazing color. So that is my Heartthrob. My cell activator today is also, it's mixed with Australian Floetrol as well as my Minwax Floetrol, my Minwax cell activator mix. And this is Oxide Black by Amsterdam with a little bit of permanent Prizm Violet by Liquitex Basics. So that is that color. So I want to show you. So for this size canvas, you need approximately, it says approximately 22 blah, blah, blah ounces of paint. So approximately 23 ounces of paint. Now, when you're doing, I just dropped a lot of like paint crumbs on my canvas. I'm going to pick those off as I talk. When you're doing a deconstructed bloom or a swipe, go with more paint than when calculated. And by calculated, I mean that Mina Villegas will tell you to do 16 times 40, that number divided by 28, and that will get you how much paint you need to cover the surface you have. And it works really well. But for these, I love to have a little bit extra. So I have about 40 ounces of my weird pouring medium mix. It has got a lot of different things in here because I want it to be thick like a pillow paint, but I'm using a pigment to tint it. So this is my pouring medium, and in here I have Liquitex Gloss Medium. I have Liquitex Gloss Gel. I have GAC 800, and I have Liquitex Pouring Medium, and a little bit of the house paint base just to thicken it up. All of those dry clear. So this is about 40 ounces of this mixture, and to this, I am literally adding like 2.5 ounces of pigment. So that's why my base is gonna be transparent, because there's so little pigment to all that pouring medium. That's also why this is painted white with the Amsterdam Titanium White also. All right, so you are so close to this canvas, you can't possibly see it. So I am going to put you up in the air. I'm gonna pause the video, put you up in the air, and then we'll come back and play with paint. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and let me show you. So these are Colourarte Prizm Pour, not Prizm Pour, but they're pigments. So you saw how little I had in there, and you saw how much of the pouring medium, but still, they're so wonderfully saturated. Look what that paint, that little tiny bit of color did to this pouring medium. That is why I love these pigments. It doesn't take a lot to give you such fabulous colors, and it's super sparkly and so pretty. And you saw how much I used to this whole big 40-ounce thing of pouring medium of the base coat. And I just love these pigments. They're so pretty. But I'm gonna lay these down in the center, and then I'm gonna swipe with various palette knives. I'm gonna try to keep it close because I don't really want a bunch of bubbles. Okay, I am done making a bunch of noise. So my goal is to also, because this has got my house paint base in it, I also want to swipe the blue and leave some black lacing in there. I don't know if it'll work because there's so much else in this painting, so this is just me experimenting. I want to try one thing here. All right. So I got a smaller palette knife because I'm using this big one from Colourarte, but I also have these are approximately the same size. This one from Liquitex is not this one. It's slightly smaller, but then they have this one that's a little smaller. So we'll see what happens. And then I have, of course, this little one for little details. So let's pour some paint else in places. So I'm gonna go with my gold first. Right, so I'm gonna load up my palette knife with some of my cell activator. Just a little bit, not too much. You don't want to throw too much cell activator on your canvas. So I have it like that, and then I'll tilt it around to cover the whole surface. And tamp off the excess. All right, and that's okay. It'll cover it up. So just a little bit of a swipe here. And I realized I said, oh, it'll cover up. But remember, this is really transparent. So I'm going to get a towel and I'm going to really clean that off of there. In fact, I'm going to get a little alcohol and try to get it off completely. Because I don't want that on here. So get as much of it off as I can, being aware that it will dry transparent. There we go. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna take my little tiny palette knife, cover it with some black cell activator, and on the edge here, where it will tilt off, I wanna first try to see how it looks if I just add some black lacing in there. So really tamp off my extra, because if it doesn't work, I'm gonna end up tilting this off anyway, so it won't matter so much. Remember, I have a Colourarte discount code, ErissaRoot221, if you want to try these pigments and the Prizm pour, and you can get this palette knife, and they have resin art pigments, and they're gorgeous too. So definitely worth your while to try these pigments because they're gorgeous. I want to swipe this way and bring that up into the negative space. And I'm going to clean off my board there again because I dripped. And I don't want it there. All right, it's time to tilt, you guys. You see that pigment there? I don't know if you can see it, but it's slightly blue. That is how saturated these things are. These pigments are. It just touched it and it leaves that mark because it's so heavily pigmented. And you get so much, they go so far. It's amazing. I love them so much. Cover my corners a bit. And we're gonna tilt. Oh, I love it so much. They're so pretty. I'm kind of thinking perhaps I'm gonna put some more on this end. What do I wanna do? Because it's weighted that way. My last swipe is that way. So perhaps I'll do a little one here too, just to make sure it's balanced in the end. I'm gonna save a little bit because I still have to add flow extender on this side. So just a little one here, and do green, blue, Payne's gray, and then the pink. And this is, again, just to make sure, because this may tilt off completely, but if it's not there and it doesn't tilt off, I'm left with a big space of negative space up here, and I don't want to do that. Sorry, I got a little bit of loose paint on my palette knife there from putting it down. Ooh. All right, last one, and then we get to tilt it around. I'm so excited. Do that. Look how pretty that palette. I won't put it in there, but trust me, the palette knife is gorgeous. All right. Use the rest here as a flow extender. I always kind of do these little juts off to the corners because it feels like it helps it reach. It may not. I may just be mentally psyching myself out, but it works for me. Let's tilt. I want to go side to side first, I think. I'm going to clean my hands because they have dark on them. And again, I don't want dark on the canvas at all if it's not going to be part of the painting. There we go. All right. Where's the weight of my paint? Sticking to my piddle pad a bit. There we go. Wonder. Oh, darn it. I'm about to take a chance, you guys. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to lay some color in the center. Oh my gosh. What am I doing this for? I'm crazy. I'm going to lay some color all the way across. Ooh, this is bad. I don't know why I'm doing this. I got problems. Oh man. But I just want to break this up a bit. It's bothering my eyeballs. I don't want too much green because there's already a lot of green and gold right there. A lot of paint right there. Because I'm putting a lot of paint because I don't have a pillow. So I need it to be able to tilt. So I'm making that decision to put a lot of paint. I get my cell activator. It's just my eye doesn't like it at all. And I don't want to keep on tilting and messing up the parts I do like. So chances are going to be taken. I'm going to go towards me, I think. No, I'm going to go away from me. Let that fall off. Scrape that into the bucket. Ooh, that's pretty. And then I'm going to expand that. I'm going to tilt away from me first. my goodness, that was a harrowing ordeal. My poor piddle pads, golly. But I really like the result. I really like the blending of the colors and how the transparent colors really lie on top of one another. And there's so much sparkle with that Iridescent Precious Gold by Pebeo. But look at the colors. Oh, I love how that heartthrob just kind of peeks out in there. It's beautiful. And then this is where I added, so you get all the vibrancy of these colors right in the center, and I really like that. You get a lot of detail in there, which I think is super cool. Oh, man, those look so cute right there. You're so happy. Oh my gosh. Oh, so cute. Sorry, I'll slow down a bit. And I love how rich these colors are, and they'll dry this way too, which is a phenomenal thing. But look at that Payne's Gray. It's really such a pretty color. The Payne's Gray by Colourarte is just stunning. I love the movement in here, so it doesn't look perfect. Like I just swiped them and left them there. So I'm glad I created some of that turbulence in there, which makes it look like it was poured with the original piece. But oh my goodness. I'm really glad I put those two swipes in the center. Really super happy about that. And then the movement right here, how it just kind of slides down into all these cells and lacing. It's a little bit wonky, but it's deconstructed, so it works. Oops, I said the D word, deconstructed, but it wasn't a blowout, right? Look how pretty that is. That's so pretty. And this was that last one I created in the corner here where there was a muted corner. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I love that envy too. You can see it just kind of peeking out next to that gold, and there it is right there. It's such a pretty color. And I'm actually gonna touch those because they're too solid for me. So I'm gonna just muddy them up a bit. There we go. So they're not just a big solid swath of color, but let me know. I'm gonna zoom out here. Sorry about the blurriness for a moment. There we go. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. My poor table, my gosh. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient with me as I perform in front of a live audience at the art festivals. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.